Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to week 6 of English 235. Last week you worked on your technical description paper and got some peer review on that. Hopefully that peer review helped you revise and make a really excellent final draft. This week we get to move on to thinking about our recommendation reports and starting to build the groundwork for those. So this week we're going to be looking at interviews. Your recommendation report is going to ask you to find an expert on your topic. For example, some of you in your introductory letter said a topic you might be interested in is a comparative recommendation report about what school you want to attend after CBC. You listed a couple different universities or some trade schools or stuff like that. So if you were doing a comparative report about which school would be the best fit, your expert might be somebody from that school, maybe an admissions officer or counselor, someone like that. It could be your CBC counselor who's helping you make sure all of your credits are going to transfer. Those kind of people would be great experts on that topic. If you're doing a recommendation report about whether a job is the best fit for you, you might want to use a person for this interview who is currently working in that job, or an academic advisor, or something along those lines. So think about someone who has information that could be useful in your recommendation report. That's the kind of person you're going to want to find for your interviews. So in order to be successful this week, really the best place to start is looking at what a recommendation report is, really familiarizing yourself with that, and then moving on to how to conduct an interview. You're going to be sharing some of your topic ideas here in a discussion board, and then you're going to work on your interview informant profile. This is due Sunday, but the profile, and I do want to clarify this, the profile is not the interview. You don't have to have your person interviewed by Sunday. The profile is just telling me who you plan to interview, what questions you plan to ask them, and why they're a good fit for this project. So all I need from you on this is your informant profile. So tell me about the person, their name and their position, what company they're working for if it's relevant, the kind of skills they have that you think make them a credible source, and when you think you're going to be able to interview them. Do try and get this scheduled by Sunday, but you don't have to complete the interview by Sunday. You could schedule it for 2 weeks out, something like that. Just try and get it on the calendar, because that recommendation report and this interview will creep up on you. You think you got a lot of time, then you turn around and all of a sudden they're due. So do try and get those scheduled on the calendar to help you out. And then come up with 5 interview questions that you think are going to be eliciting information from the source that will be helpful for your recommendation report. And then tell me how you plan on doing this, because it's still COVID and we're still in a pandemic. You don't have to do the interviews face-to-face. If you want to, great. Of course, be safe and take all of those safety precautions. You can do them face-to-face, not at all required. You can do them over Zoom, you can do them over the phone, you can FaceTime the person, whatever works best for you. Email is kind of a last resort though, because email isn't that same kind of conversational sort of feeling. It's much more stilted and the answers will probably be shorter and you won't get a chance to really ask follow-up questions. So email as a last resort, but over the phone, on Zoom, FaceTime, those would all be really, really good ways to interview the person that you want to talk to. So that's what the profile is. You don't have to have the interview completed by Sunday. You just have to have a plan for the interview and figure out who you want to talk to. And if we go into the modules tab and go into the recommendation report folder, you'll find lots of really helpful information about this. So here's the informant interviews folder. There is help with the prompt. I've got a sample assignment for you. And then when you use these quotes from your informant in the recommendation report, you are going to have to cite them. And I've got that APA format citation here for you as well. So lots of great information here to help you be successful in this week's assignment. And then as we go into the recommendation report, we've got lots of help here. So you can go into the recommendation report folder, and we've got all the information that tells you exactly what a recommendation report is. Here's a recorded lecture that will walk you through the entire process, through the whole prompt, talk to you about some examples, all that good stuff. So if you're trying to get your feet underneath you, trying to understand the recommendation report, this would be a really good place to start as you're starting to think about who you want to interview. This might be a good one to look at. I also have some samples here that might help. And you can also look into the folder where in the coming weeks, we're going to write a proposal for the recommendation report. This has some more recommendation report information as well. So lots of great things to get you started here. Hopefully that's helpful for you as you're looking through this week. You're going to have some readings in our Markle text about recommendation reports. Once again, if you have an older edition of the book, just look up recommendation report in the index and you should be able to find the information you need. Same as with the interviews chapter. Just look up interviews in the index if you don't have the most recent edition. And our discussion board for this week is just going to tell me a little bit about what topics you're thinking of writing about. So identify the topic of your recommendation report. Tell me at least 2 reasons why you chose this topic. Many of you had great topic ideas in your introductory letters. It's okay though if you've changed it since the introductory letter. Now that you've gone through more of the class, if you've decided to change your topic, awesome. If you decided to keep your topic, awesome. It's all good. So just tell me why you chose it. And you can look up some of the sample topics in the proposal memorandum if you need some inspiration. And then in this discussion board, I'm also going to ask you to respond to one of your classmates in kind of a devil's advocate. I want you to look for weaknesses in the... Oh, we have a visitor. Hi, kid. Sorry, toddlers. Am I right? Good times. So in your response, I would like you to play devil's advocate. So kind of point out any weak spots you see in their proposal, because that kind of alternative perspective is really going to help them hone their ideas and get a really workable idea before they start writing the recommendation report, which is way better than like getting halfway through the recommendation report and be like, oh, this idea doesn't work. And then you've done all of that effort and you have to start again. So this is a chance for us to make sure that the ideas we have are plausible and workable before we invest all of that time in actually researching and writing the report. So you're going to be doing this on Thursday. So do make sure you've got your feet underneath you in terms of what the recommendation report is. And then share your topics and find someone you plan on interviewing. In a nutshell, that's what we're doing this week. Hopefully the readings from the Markle text are helpful. We've got lots of good helpful information in the modules tabs. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out. I'm here to help. And actually, just for fun, because extra credit is fun, and I can tell not a lot of people are watching these videos. So the few of you who are watching the videos, kudos for being awesome. I'm super duper proud of you. Send me an email with your favorite joke, and I will give you extra credit points for watching this video and for being awesome. So send me an email with your favorite joke. Send it through Canvas or my CBC email. Send it before Thursday, and I will enter extra credit points for you. Way to be awesome, guys. Have a good one, and let me know if you have any questions.